mentioned earlier CNS. So typically we have understood that bracket is really strong in CNS. ERT is really strong in GCV. Are there some specific therapeutic areas where you would prefer to go for some of those big actors because they know how to do that? They have already all the questionnaires and it has been validated many times. Is it true?
Interesting. I would say not necessarily anymore because the questionnaires they refer to are easily accessible and anyone can upload them in their tool on the platform. So I would say it's certainly more the global reach.
Okay. So if I understand well, the pure clinical expertise in terms of therapeutic area is becoming less and less relevant, right?
Correct.
And
Yeah.
Do you think that something that can play a role in that is the fact that there are a lot of questionnaires that have been nowadays validated, and so somehow the questionnaires and the expertise is starting to be commoditized?
Yeah, definitely, because even ourselves, we can go on the web and find some validated questionnaire. It may not be the latest version of, but it has been validated by some health authority, and those are the ones to be used. So, I would say that's not a differentiator anymore.
Okay, so the clinical expertise is not as important as it was at the beginning of the e-health ecosystem in the clinical trials.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because just one point of clarification. Because what's happening, it's like the small company I'm in contact with, they partner with some doctors at hospital. So you see, they get the medical expertise through other routes.
Okay. And so speaking of that, if the clinical expertise is no longer the real differentiator for these companies like CRF, like ERT or Bracket, what could be? How do you see them evolve in the future in terms of adjacent markets to develop? What besides the geographical reach that you mentioned, how can they reach the differentiation in the future to stay relevant on the market?
I think they're going to do like Oracle is doing or was doing as it relates to the clinical trial environment. They're going to purchase a small product and kill them this way because they've got the money. Because honestly, to run some clinical trials today, unless they are very competitive, you don't need to go with those big machines anymore. Unless you've got a big clinical trial with thousands of patients around the world that you want to secure, maybe in phase 3, but otherwise phase 2, phase 4, you don't need to have those big machines anymore. Can you give me 1 second, please?
Yeah. Sure.
Thank you. Hello, I'm back. Sorry again.
No worries.
Okay.
So maybe one question. So you were just saying, okay, you don't need to go with those big machines anymore, except if you have thousands of patients across the world. We had one question regarding BYOD, and what we're trying to understand, currently the level of penetration of BYOD, especially for ECOAS, is really, really tiny. How do you see that evolve in the future, especially among other big pharmacos? And if you could give us examples of typically BYOD ECOAS you have used, on which phase, etc. It would be great.
So what do you mean by BYOD?
Bring your own device.
Right. Yes. So usually for big clinical trials, such as in oncology, and if it's a global trial, you may want to go with one of the big vendors because they've got the experience. They are set up around the world. In case a device goes wrong, they can replace it if you need one. and so you are more secure. And